All right. So we just had Kansas last night. Um, I've always enjoyed night races, but I couldn't watch it until I got home from work last night. So I was up until maybe 3 a.m. watching the rewatching the race. Um, so um, overall, I thought it was a fantastic race. Like I thought it was amazing. Like the racing was intense. Everyone was all over each other. People are tempers are flaring. Like you would think it was like Martinsville or something. People getting hot and bothered, and well, not like that, but like people getting pissy at each other and all that. So my before the race even started, this was an impound race because it was like a 2 day show. Because they had like practice and qualifying on Friday, and they couldn't touch their cars until um during the race. Um, yeah, this and sorry, hair's falling out. Um, so Harvick won the pole. Like originally, Stuart Haas Racing qualified 1 through 4, which is pretty good, I would say. A whole team qualifying in the top four. Um, but since it was impound race, they did post qualifying pre race inspection the morning of like the afternoon of the race. So 11 out of like 11 cars failed post race, like post qualifying pre race inspection. So like would 5 of the top 8 or something like that failed, so they had to start in the back. With Truex, like 2 of the Stuart Haas cars, Chase, um, who else? It was Logano also. Um, there's like pretty much one from like every team, like major team except so um so Chase had to start in the back of the field like 32nd or something like that. So I'm like, oh great, here we go. But it, he's gotten really good at Kansas. Like he was like the reigning winner at this track before this race, um, in October on my birthday. Um, so um, like first part of the race, it was Harvick and Boyer like just dominating the top two, which was fun. Like the only we can only get like he got like 2 seconds ahead at one point, and really couldn't get any further than that. Um, there was a lot of passing, a lot of drama. Bush was bouncing around the track, getting into people. So was Jones. He was not making any friends that night. And but the big story of the night was like was Bowman. Like he started up front in like the top 5. Kind of stayed there most of the day. Um, finished just outside the top 12 or top 10 in the first stage, but finished 4th in the second stage. Um, I think he had one of the fastest cars on track. Um, I think one of the best cars on track. Um, overall, Hendrick just looks so much better as a team and organization. It's like the last 3 weeks they just been qualifying way better. Practice is looking good for them. They're bringing fast race tracks to the race race cars to the tracks. I can't speak today. I'm tired. Um, like the last 3 weeks, Chase and Bowman has led numerous laps in each race. Chase won stage 2 at Talladega. He went out on to win that race. And Bowman finished second. Dover, Bowman started in the back, came up through the field and finished second and led laps. Chase led laps at Dover as well, since that's one of his best tracks. Like statistically, that's his best track. The best average finish like 4.4 or something like that. And those 2 races, Chase led the most laps out of any driver. So, and then Kansas both led numerous laps, like combined total of like 108 laps or something like that, and that's pretty damn good. Chase won stage 2 in this race, was in the top 10, top 5 for majority, he got through the field pretty quick, like by like lap 30 or so, like competition caution came out because of like the weather and stuff like that. He got up to like the top 15 or close to the top 10 or somewhere around there. Like he was flying. Like at points I thought he was about to wreck and like turn him. Like it was like his car was like loose but still good handling. Looked really strong. He was like bobbing and weaving through the field, going 3 wide, 4 wide on restarts. It's just his pit crew was on it. Like people were complaining about his pit crew, and 2 times they dropped 6 spots on pit road. The first one people need to realize and listen and pay attention that people I guess don't want to listen to was Logano's pit box was right in front of Chase's, so Chase was blocked in by the 22 on that pit cycle. The second pit cycle, the right rear tire changer, like he missed, I guess he had missed a lug nut or something like that, and had to go back and get it, and that's what kind of slowed them down. But other than that, Chase's pit crew is like on it, like, and people are like getting on, like, his pit crew sucks, and his crew chief sucks, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, people, shut up. Just because 2 slow stops doesn't make them bad. One was just he couldn't control. 2, another one he couldn't control. So, it is what it is. People have hiccups on pit road, but he had the car to get up to the front and be a top 5 car. That's all really he was capable of doing by the end of the night, is be top 5. So, which is fine. I love solid runs and top 5 runs and stuff like that. But anyway, without that pit crew, Chase would not be up front these last 3 weeks. Like every single, like the last 3 races, he has led numerous laps and looked strong. Like he hunted down Harvick in stage 2 and won stage 2. And people said Harvick was the one to beat that day and he was dominant and this and that. And someone said something about winning from the pole and being dominant and da-da-da. I'm like, no one has won from the pole yet this season. If I'm wrong, correct me, but as far as I know, no one has won from the pole this season and dominated a race. So, it is what it is. So, Harvick had an issue once again on pit road with his. He had to go back down on pit road because he thought he had like something wrong with his tire or something like that. But there really wasn't nothing wrong. But the same thing like plagued him like in the fall where he went down pit road, something was wrong with his tire, or he got some. And then Busch started coming on strong, but during a pit cycle, this is where I got a little pissed off, and even more with Bush and his childish behavior. Um, he had went through too many pit boxes before he got into his own, so he got a penalty for that. And he like lapped over the radio. It's like, this must be like payback for what I said and about the package and this and that. I'm like, dude, not every time NASCAR penalizes you, it's a personal attack against you. It's not karma. It's not this and that. You broke a rule of pit road, and even his crew chief said that. Like, dude, you went through many pit boxes and has nothing to do with what you said. Like, get over yourself. So, even more proof that he's a whiny crybaby. And with Bowyer, he got pissy at Jones for blocking at the end, like with like 1 or 2 laps to go. I'm like, dude, that's called racing. That's hard racing. You don't give up positions on the last 2 laps of the race. He's always complaining about someone racing him hard, whether it's a teammate or it's just some random driver. He like complained about Chase one time. I was complaining about Jones. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, he went up to Jones in his car, like whining like a big baby that he is. So anyway, Stewart-Haas is still winless this year. But the big win of the night was Bowman getting his 3rd straight second place finish, and that's the most, like, that's actually made a record out of it. Like, I don't know if that's a good record or not, but he's like the only Cup driver to get 3 runner-up finishes in a row, and that's hard to do in the Cup Series. 3 second place finishes in a row. First was Dega, which I understand why that was. Dover, and that's a really tough track. And he drove from the back to get second place. And last night he got second again by just like a small margin. I'm like, oh, he almost had that race won. But other than that, I am so freaking proud of Bowman and the strides the team is making. Hendrick as a whole is just like making so much gains. And Chevy, holy cow. Like, I went back and looked at the results of the race. 7 Chevys finished in the top 10. Chris Buescher finished 10th, while Tyler Reddick, his second Cup start, finished 9th. Like, that's crazy. Like, literally 7 Chevys, 3 Hendrick cars in the top 6, 2 in the top 5 for the 3rd week in a row. I'm not sure what happened to Byron, but he kind of fell off. But Johnson came on strong late in the race. But other than that, I'm just super proud of Bowman because people see him like this underdog and he's not capable of winning races. One guy even said he was like overrated and had no talent and this and that. I'm like, yeah, because getting 3 runner-up finishes at 3 completely different tracks takes 0 talent. Just saying. Bowman is like one of those drivers where you just want to root for him. You cannot not root for him because he's just, I think he's like one hell of a driver. Like, he drove his ass off last night. Like, he was bobbing, weaving through. He was getting aggressive. He got like to the outside of Bush one, like to the top side. I was like, dude, he was making moves. Like, that kid can drive. He's not a kid. He's like around the same age as me. He's 26. But he's like insanely good. Like, with right now, he's kind of having Chase's luck. When he first started with Hendrick, like the first 2 seasons, he was getting the bad luck of finishing second all the time. or having solid runs, but finishing second. Like Chase has the most like runner-up finishes, like before getting like his first cup win, and to see Bowman actually start like ever since like that off week from then till now, like that team has been consistent, and that's all you can ask for. Like like Hendrick can be a real contender, cause like I can see Chevy is improving so freaking much, and they made gains like speed wise. There only 2 Fords finished in the top 10 last night, and only 1 Toyota. And Busch finished in like 30th or 31st, where he won, breaking his top 10 streak at 11. So, good about that. Hamlin had some issues. Jones was the only like JGR car that finished in the top 10. Stewart-Haas kind of fell off. Never really was like a big factor in the second half of the race, in my opinion. And once again, Suarez shows that he still sucks. And yeah, Kansas, I think that was like the best 1.5 mile race I have ever seen in years. Like with this aero package, it was freaking amazing. Like I can't wait for it radioactive because it's gonna be insane. Like people like yelling and like it would be everyone like yelling at each other, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna be entertained, and I feel bad for Blaine because I thought he would run a little bit better last night, but he just kept like smacking the wall, and near the end of the race, he like a tire let go and was like bugs debris on the track, so that brought up the caution, which I hated, but he had a badass looking car, so I can't really complain. He's like has like a streak of bad luck going on right now. It really breaks my heart. And seeing those pictures of Bowman after the race, like he looked defeated. Like when you are defeated and upset with another second place finish, that means you're doing something right. Like no one wants to finish second; they want to win. And props and respect to Kozlowski during his like victory, like victory interview, saying like Alex Bowman is going to win races. He did amazing tonight, and I just had fresh like he was so like classy about it, respectful, and that's what I like about Brad. Like I may not be like a huge fan of his, but I'm a fan of his in a way that he shows class and respect for other drivers and doesn't bring others down unless you give him a reason to. So other than that, Bowman it will win a race. Like he's like right there, and he's going to a track that he's won out in the Xfinity Series a couple of years ago, with Chip Ganassi Racing, in the 42 car. So I think big things are happening with Hendrick right now, speed wise, and especially with Chevy. So I'm pretty. And after the point standings right now, the regular season standings, Chase went up to the top 4. He's in 4th behind position behind Harvick. Like he's the top Chevy driver yet again, as of right now. So for a while it was Kurt Busch. Now it's starting to beat Chase. So I am proud of the Hendrick team for busting their ass and getting better with their cars every week. We're going to Charlotte for the next 2 weeks, doing the All-Star race next weekend, this coming weekend. I can't watch it because I'll be at work. And then the week after, they have the Coke 600. I won't be home for that either because I'll be in San Diego partying it up for Memorial Day weekend, seeing my buddies and just having a good old time. I need a vacation God knows I need it. I need some sun. I need the beach. I need some drinks. I just need something. So I will expand more at another time. So I'm going to get some stuff done before I have to go to work today. Yes, I have to work on Mother's Day. But I got my mom a card and wished her a happy Mother's Day and all that. Because I may or may not see her before I go to work. So, and it's been like week 1 of just a week with my new truck. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I just need to get it washed now. I can get it washed for free at the dealership I got it from. So I never have to pay to get my car washed or maintenance for 2 years. So, anyway, my dog got to ride in my truck. I had to put towels down, of course, and so that was fun. I can't wait to just take a road trip in that car and my truck and show it off. Put my Chase Elliott license plate holder on it. So I know it's like a Chevy driver on a Toyota truck. That's kind of weird, but still. Still waiting for my Dago Wind shirt to come in. Like, hopefully it comes in before I leave for San Diego, because I would like to take it with me and whatnot. So, but anyway, I'm feeling way better after my food poisoning incident last week. I'm still like cautious on what I can eat and what I can't eat. So I've been drinking a lot of water, a lot of Gatorade just to rehydrate myself, and just trying to eat a little bit better and get myself back into the gym, do some cardio and stuff like that. So I am like way over my time limit right now. So hope everyone has a great Mother's Day. Spend time with your mother. Stay off of social media as much as you can, so you can. I think it's like a gift for any mother to have their kids stay off their phones for a bit and just create some memories. So have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys later.